has scored into triple. Bridge Fieldhouse is underway at the end of the game. Smith driving, and Smith
to move. But the
oh, and that one rolls off, but there is some of that
best players in the Big Ten last year.
But Mitchell had 36 in the field. On the bounce, Boston gets around McCowan, and total rebound in a season record, leading Dallas. Rebound, that putback won't fall. There's McCowan.
The Olympic break.
McCowan easily
stopped the other one. I think this is going
inside for Smith on the shot fake and muscle.
A double-double the last time they
can't connect. There's McCowan with another offense. Clark frees up Boston for looking back inside for McCowan.
On the block, she's that
out of the playoff picture. They have. This is Howard charging. Howard scoop. Get that three-point shot going here in time for an early 8-point lead here from Indy.
I don't know who came up with Caitlin. That's what we're seeing here, and that's what other WNBA arenas, and everyone is benefiting.
18,000 people in this. The better team here so far, and an early on a crossover. She will launch. Scored 20 points in 11 of here. The opportunity is there for Indiana. Goes around Sabally. First there's.
Here she draws
on a step back, buries it for Sabally straight away. Not pass, but that time turns it over. Looking Howard backing in. Smith lost on Friday to Seattle.
She's 3 for 4.
Themselves a couple of times against LA, and again, Bull's going to have to create. Just hoist it up.
I'd have a big fat smile on.
Howard staying aggressive. 2 more. Save it. She'll fire from the corner. Defended with the shot clock winding down a little bit and looking at a double-digit deficit. Just carving out space underneath. Your pass wheeler is open.
Playoff experience with the Fever.
Teams of experience. That'll be a major story. Maddie Siegrist checks in and on a. They have 7%. Mitchell
would switch, and then she knew she'd
looking inside. Fag Bentley deep position. Until Wednesday, their last 2 games for Indiana. Fag Bentley
off the bench. She brings some light. She understands.
It in McCowan, just
scoring like that.
3 and 100 to 90. Effort here in the second quarter is Sabally up. Sabally. Clark catch and shoot and knocks down.
Nice set for her.
Sabally. Agumbawale from what? They have 7.
J.C. Sheldon chasing over the top.
Clark from the logo. She deep threes. And then there are.
I guess they're not going to look at it. Every record that Caitlin, she's broken. You can say the same thing.
And Sabally with this. So Satu Sabally is 7 minutes to a quarterfinal appearance before the end of the season.
It's away from the bucket. Anna does. They outlet it to Caitlin.
Kalani Brown is circling her way through, finds an opening and banks it. Can Clark beat the pack back? Clark fire away. A season. And it's Howard beating the. Mitchell buries it 50% from 3. Sheldon launches.
Watching the Buckeyes.
Shot fakes the 3. Extra pass to Boston. Pass Samuelson from the corner.
Crowd a little.
At least 5 points in all 6 games.
Because you try to get ball pressure on 6-7.
Had a terrific start. So too is me with the floater. Leaves it short. Another. They're already. Much. Not a whole lot of time to work on schedule, but especially Dallas as McCowan. Mitchell sidesteps Agumbawale and
her feet organized.
Till halftime and an offense. And dug themselves out of that hole. Something they've done. Spin shot won't fall. Smith there.
You can make a post move on everyone in this league.
Leading for Dallas, Indiana had gone up 5.
Round their post up.
The other end, Sabally launches. Tory here.
Of course.
At Howard. Ooh, left that one too strong. This game to lock down 6.
After the play.
Nelly, I'm Pat Boylan. Mitchell. Kalani Brown, deep 2. The answer gets to the foul line. And speaking of shifty, Agumba.
It's the IQ that she plays with.
Step back. Can't knock down that. He had a
one-on-one by herself.
Sabally into it.
Before the game, Pat, I thought the score would be.
You want to change the keys to first to 120?
Time around our game. For decades, I've been.
And Clark has. As Sheldon finds some space and misses. Trying to regain that lead. It's Mitchell on a.
Between her and the basket. Forget about it.
Clark has hit her more. Off. Mitchell a deep two here. Howard spinning around her. Smith got a piece. Howard turning that left-handed.
Second half.
It's the Fever shaking off Sheldon. Hits it. Sabally and Howard has combined for 30. Sabally over Hull.
Whistle in the pregame.
Our Indiana workers going to work feet.
Over 100 triples.
Clark working back out for Mitchell. Smith who just gets rid of it. Howard had plays like that. They don't show up on the stats as big as Boston turns the corner. Player into double figures. Sabally difficult. Wale hits it, and that was 4,000. Smith on the shot fake, just bullies her.
Congratulations to a
get go and just lit up the score. Have hit this roster be in the lottery. And here's Satu Sabally. Clark trying to spin around her. There's a foul. Free of Dallas. For Mitchell. You bet. 5. Howard crashing into Smith. 78-74. We are basic. And Howard rattled.
Triple-double.
He leads. 13 points. Mitchell steps into a teat. Uzun, corner 3. Knocks it. Clark on the drive. Sabally gives help. Driving by Sabally. Mitchell right to the cup.
Get her opportunity.
Clark. Oh, but Clark with 3. A final score, a third. Egress, she'll take it in, flip it up, and flip. So that final month before the break. Still loose on the floor. Segrist away, goes behind the back, and driving, pulling up.
She's not one very out.
And pulls it. Howard, difficult look, just
pounds, but it feels like she's been on the glass.
Forced a turnover a moment ago. Puts her flash at Fever basketball action. Today could do that. Sheldon finds him.
They gave up a lot of off.
His marked improvement. Now she'll drive on Fagbenle and step on the base. Tight deal. There's levels 0.5 on the game clock. This game was
bound it.
Attack there, no whistle either way. And Mitch maybe wide open. Hits a over to Fagbenle. Temi Fagbenle. Hello, McCowan. Deep position and laying in. That's an offensive foul.
With such good rhythm.
All 5 starters on the floor. Backing in, lost the handle. Deflect. Wale on the drive, draws the foul. And Dallas in front for the first.
And that's Arike Wale.
Sevgi Uzun. Clark launches. Oh, underneath. This will be difficult over McCowan and can't. Just 5 points in the fourth quarter. Who recovered nicely. Howard flips it up, hangs, and finishes. Pull back to Clark. Clark shaking Howard. Clark gets still significant right now. Can the Fever
takes no risks? Do what you
just like times.
Kelsey Mitchell still on
to 5. That's a deep 2, and Wheeler can't. That pass, Sabally off balance, really did.
Best 3-point shooter in the league by percent.
Just couldn't knock it down. Handoff back to Clark. Launches, hits it. Wale will too. Her flow just too shy of her career high. Clark, yes.
Conference, Pat, and I said to you, close.
There's 30 team with a lot of firepower, and Wale. Clark rises.
Trying to
gets free underneath, banks it in.
You wanted valuation.
Austin, oh, the step through and couldn't.
He makes this one easily.
And off Sheldon into Dantis, tough finish. So a 9-point lead is quick give and chase. Howard puts on the brakes. Back. Howard sticks with her. Through a chance to put Indiana up. Mitchell catch and shoots. Buries it. Spinning inside with the step through.
See hole.
By Dantis, corner 3, knocks it down. Assist to Wale, can it? Pass, here is Dantis. The franchise record. Stopper 2 as Howard ducks in and finishes. See hole, and it's a foul.
Bucket for.
Seen in this game here lately, Dallas was hear the whistle here, and so you can't tell for Clark. 30 for Boston. Shot up, and that's going to end it as a
career. Clark for the Fever.
Trying to get it in, does to Boston. Boston. And Sabally, did she get it off in time? The 6th seed in the
You got to have goal.
We talked about this at the beginning of the broadcast. To know whether Boston or whether Clark has hit her more.
Hit her a few more times.
Mitchell a deep two here. Driving on Smith. Howard spinning around her. Smith got a piece. Howard here. Shot clock down to 5. Howard turning that left-handed.
And just into the second half.
It's the fever. Clark shaking off Sheldon. Hits it for 36. That wings front court of Sabally and Howard has combined for 30. Sabally over Hull.
Clark talked about Lexi Hull's hustle in the pregame.
Puts Indiana in front.
3.
She is the subject of our Indiana workers going to work feet.
Backcourt as teammates that have made over 100 triples. It's the league.
Clark working. Boston on McCowan, a kick back out for Mitchell. She'll drive on Sabally, pitch it to Smith, who just gets rid of it. Howard had that.
Run something for her.
You know, it's plays like that, they don't show up on the stat sheet. A lot of offensive execution. Every stop is big as Boston turns the corner. Third Fever player into double figures. Sabally, difficult.
9.
Wale hits it.
Needs to do is see a big basket.
And that was 4,000. Pull over to Smith. Smith on the shot fake, just bullies her than any of them.
Congratulations to a
into this league from the get-go and just lit up the score. And injuries have hit this roster in the playoffs. It's now going to be in the lottery. And here's Satu Sabally taking the handoff, now backing in Sheldon. Clark trying to spin around her. There's a foul. Still has not been able to shake free of Dallas. It back for Boston. Boston back for Mitchell. Eubanks' 5th 3. She's got 25. Howard crashing into Smith. The final here in this building was 78-74. We are basic. And Howard rattled.
Put her on TD watch, baby. Triple-double.
He leads
one with blocks.
13 fading into the corner, up top for Mitchell. Steps into a teat. Uzun, corner 3, knocks it. Clark going behind the back. Clark on the drive. Sabally gives help. Mitchell driving by Sabally. Mitchell right to the cup.
Years she's been in this franchise to finally get her opportunity.
Uzun trying to frustrate Clark. Oh, but Clark with 3 points. Not a final score, a third. Uzun driving, kicking out. Segrist, she'll take it in, flip it up and
back.
Also that final month before the break. By Boston, Hull gets a hand in there. Ball still loose on the floor. Segrist. Clark just forcing her way, goes behind the back, and Benley cross court. Lexi Hull driving, pulling up.
As upset as she can possibly get. She's not one very.
78% free throw shooter. And pulls it.
Work when you can't.
And recently, Howard, difficult look. She's
got recorded for 3 rebounds, but it feels like she's been on the glass.
2 assists. Forced a turnover a moment ago. Puts on sale by signing up for Fever Flash at feverbasketball.com. They've still got to lock down their playoff position. Today could do that. Sheldon finds him.
1 shot. They gave up a lot of off.
Just 2 here in the third quarter, so that is marked improvement. Really frustrated. Now she'll drive on Benley and step on the base. Grade, but this is never a black and white type deal. There's level. They have put 36.5 on the game clock here for Indiana. This game was
Kelsey Mitchell, and she will inbound it.
Mitchell and Sheldon make some contact there. No whistle either way. And Mitchell, silver lining for Indiana. Maybe one. Wale wide open. Hits a here from Gainbridge Fieldhouse. Clark over to Benley. Essentially, really big sequence there from Temi Fagbenle. High-low McCowan, deep position and late. Fagbenle backing in, that's an offensive foul.
When you're playing with such good rhythm.
All 5 starters on the floor. Agumbawale backing in, lost the handle. Deflect Agumbawale. Hold there to backtrack. Agumbawale on the drive, draws the foul. And Agumbawale can put Dallas in front for the first.
Winning time is coming, and that's Arike Agumbawale time.
For another rookie in Sevgi Uzun. Sees for years now. Clark launches. Oh, no look. Fagbenle lost the handle underneath. The 5, Wheeler inside. Fagbenle. This will be difficult over McCowan and Gainbridge Fieldhouse. Just 5 points in the 4th quarter. Howard spun by Fagbenle, who recovered nicely. Howard flips it up. Clark hangs and finishes for the 2-on-1. Pulls up, feeds Hull. Hull back to Clark with the shot clock down to 10. Clark shaking Howard. Clark gets anything more than one possession feels significant right now. Can the Fever
to be sharp, crisp, no mistakes, no risks. Do what you
and get it into McCowan. Just like aggressive. She's gone to that right block a couple of times.
Kelsey Mitchell still up.
Here's Wheeler, shot clock down to 5. That's a deep 2, and Wheeler can't. Anybody. Sabally there to take that pass. Sabally off balance, really.
That's her first 3-point attempt, and she's the best 3-point shooter in the league by percent.
Got a good look there, just couldn't knock it down. Handoff back to Clark off the screen. Clark launches, hits situations. Agumbawale will too. Her flow. And she is now just 2 shy of her career high.
Into a ball screen.
Clark. Yes!
Pre-game press conference, Pat, and I said to you, she's going to be close.
There's 30 minutes left to play. This is a Dallas team with a lot of firepower, and Agumbawale. Clark rises.
Downhill, looking for space. Trying to
give Wheeler not in foul trouble, but Agumbawale gets free underneath, banks it in.
Every brand and every player. You wanted valuation the W has ever seen.
Boston, oh, the step through and couldn't.
Boston steps through, usually makes this one easily. Assist.
McCowan handoff Sheldon into Dantis, tough finish.
Tighten up your detail.
So a 9-point lead is quick piece. Got it ahead to Howard. Hull give and chase. Howard puts on the brakes. Mitchell trying to spin her way free. Mitchell going behind the back. Howard sticks with her. Boston with a beautiful step through. A chance to put Indiana up this Fever advantage. Mitchell catch and shoot. Buries it. Takes the 3. Sabally spinning inside with the step through.
The rim. It is a tough check for Lexi Hull.
And hits the deck. No whistle either way. Dantis corner 3. Knocks it down. That's her 8th assist. Agumbawale can it. Clark into the corner. Whole extra pass. Here is Dantis.
Players are appreciating the fans right now.
Fever that Dantis just hit ties the franchise record. Indiana, a little breathing room, but they still need to stop her too as Howard ducks in and finishes. She's off to the races. Here comes Lexi Hull, and it's a foul.
Bucket for
the violent swings that we have seen in this game here lately. Dallas was. Well, you said it. You can't hear the whistle here, and so you can't tell. Possession game. 34 for Clark. 30 for Bot. Hull draped all over. Couldn't get a shot up, and that's going to end it as a good
display of offensive talent. Career 5 points between Mitchell and Clark for the Fever.
Direction. Had Clark there for a moment, trying to get it in. Does to Boston. Boston can ice it here. And she did some parallels there. Inbound Sabally, did she get it off in time? Season, and they have clinched the 6th seed in the.
You got to have goal.
Debbie, we talked about this at the beginning of the broadcast.